I bring my gunships to clear it out. Unfortunately, they've got chaparrals as well, but then and you see, that's the thing. They got very lucky. Okay, those were unvetted chaparrals. They shouldn't have been able to hit anything, but I got a quick 1-2 off on my Mi-24s, which are well armored gunship helicopters. Not sure how that happened, but there you go. Leopard Chief. You see all those gunships are just being flown over for some reason. Black Panthers will be able to make short work of this recon helicopter. Keysing it down. Of course, it's faster. More chaparrals brought in. One of them's called U, I think. Yeah, Bird and U. Very odd names. But yeah, so let's have a look at the macro scale at this point. You know, NATO has managed to finally secure the left side, but they didn't do it fast enough. They should have secured Quebec and all the other zones very quickly to try and counter the fact that Pact has got this huge, and you know, we've had the right from a large part of the game, and despite all their offences, you know, because of the fact we could keep buying in more than them, they've lost, you know, they've lost the pressure on November, they've lost Mike, they're now defending Kilo. Some more VABs with ATKM infantry and some supplies. I'm guessing they were wary of a sort of counter-flank attempt on Hotel. I guess one of the problems with NATO is they seem to have a lot of stuff behind their lines, and I guess that's good because no matter where we're attacked, we're going to have to take casualties to do anything. But then again, that sort of takes the muscle out of their attack somewhat. However, our attempt to flank and hit in their money zones has been turned on its head. Oh, Oscar down. Looks like one of their command vehicles was destroyed and they're having to use command helicopters to fill the spot. Maybe they're running out. Shouldn't do those. Those command vehicles can be bought in quite quickly. But then again, because it's command vehicles, that's probably why it died in the first place. No armor, no health, bad choice of command vehicle under pretty much every circumstance. But yeah, so our Quebec offensive is turned on its head. Not that much of a problem though, because we're still got a 2,000 point lead. So we sort of buy in some defensive forces, ATKM infantry. We still got these nice tanks over here. Buying some prototype recon because this is the very good optics version. Still got the Tunguska for anti-aircraft support. And then we always have this huge fort here. So Quebec is well defended. Maybe a bit too well defended. Over here I've still got my forces from the start of the game. I'm edging forward in armoured recon to see what's going on. Milan F2 though, it doesn't like nosy neighbours. So it dies quite quickly. So yeah, my forces are well supplied. I mean, I've got all these tanks here, the meat, the firepower, Shellstrom tank destroyers, and 5 Tunguskas, because you see I'd had to cover a wide area at the start of the match. Now it's narrowed down. It's overkill, but then again, why I have it there. So now we've decided that seeing as there isn't really that much of a weak spot left, might as well go in for Kilo. But I mean, you know, if we're looking to secure more money for ourselves, Mike's the easiest spot to buy in money for. Now our command vehicles are being used, however. So here goes the offensive. So they're countering with those ITO geeks, not as vetted as before, but still, as we know, NATO always seems to get lucky in this. All my T-60M1's tanks are destroyed instantly. So all I have left is this sort of keep meat. Bertino volley though takes out a lot of damage. They've still got this Jaguar tank destroyer with the ITO missiles. Very nasty. Elsewhere, T-72Bs, T-80BVs, a lot of expensive prototype, well not prototype, but you know, expensive advanced tanks and stuff. My offensive is pretty much being completely stopped here. It's probably a bit unwise to attack, but there you go. Artillery, we've got pretty good artillery. And with that, Mukip surrenders. So at this point in the match, I remember the last guy, Red Army, basically was saying, well, you know, it's 3-on-1. It's a huge point lead to Pact, so I'm just not going to take this game seriously anymore and start rushing you. So that's pretty much the sort of strategic side of the game. Over the rest of it's just massive pushes and lots of intense fighting, so I'm going to speed it up to 4 times speed now. Just to get this over with, because I want to get something to eat. More artillery being brought in. And a huge glut of forces being brought in. We got chaparrals, we got AMX-30Bs, we got more chaparrals, we got more AMX-30Bs, we got more VTSIs, a whole score of them. So they're being brought in for a big offensive push on Quebec. Of course, we have a huge defensive force at Quebec. Should be interesting. And over here, the rest of the pact is pushing in. Motorstrelki stormed the soldiers from us in the building with some support from tanks fires. Doesn't do them any good. The soldiers from us hold them off. But yeah, overwhelming fire becomes overwhelming. We've now pushed into Kilo, isn't it? Yep, Kilo. And I brought in some more armoured commands to secure Mike. Let's see. Elsewhere, some more Spetsnaz probably have been brought into the event here. Over here, big offensive with the Marty VTSIs and the MX-30Bs. But of course, lots of forces to fight them off. No strategy at all being used here. I buy a bunch of keep tanks to try and soak it up. Lots of intense and crazy fighting. Look at all the crazy and intense fighting. It's so intense. Score of Cobras being brought in with another score of MI-17. This is just sort of the I just don't care anymore. Let's just have a massive epic battle kind of stage of the match. And everything looks better fast forward. Jaggers wiped out with the T-72s, but now the Cobras are coming in. It's a free-for-all. Of course, those Tunguskas will rip those Cobras up within a few seconds. Elsewhere, I brought in some Havocs to sort of flank and try and finish off Hotel, although they ran over the Milans, and I decided not to advance until they're dead. Elsewhere, some I-17s are flying in, seem to have taken out Oscar with the help of artillery. And yeah, so now the heavy tanks are now rolling in. Scores of T-55s are being brought in. However, the Jaeger will be able to hold the town fairly effectively while they're supplied. More Mi-24s are being rushed into Lima. And they seem to be... well, they're doing quite well, I guess. The artillery's panicking everything. The artillery knocks out the Lima. You see, a huge number of command vehicles have been lost to artillery because they aren't they aren't armoured command. You know, armour your command vehicles. Value what's precious. Over here, got a recon Alco to try and find the Milans. No good, I'm going to have to lure them out with direct fighting. MRS batteries open fire and sort of stun our forces at Kilo, but look, we've got a huge swarm of heavy tanks here. Elsewhere here, Motorstrelki come into the woods, ambushed early, everything's getting pushed now. Everything is just getting thrown at us haphazardly. That's why I'm speeding this up. I think this was a total destruction game, so still got a bit of time to go unless we can knock out the command vehicles. T-55s are being pushed into Pampa, absolutely nothing to stop them. However, they're slow as, I don't know, is it a T-55 I guess. Chaparrals will be easy meat. I know they're just running around trying to find the command vehicle. One seems to have detracked here, although I think that's part of the larger group. This one, most likely, yep. Now it's a game of hide and seek. Red Army surrenders, he finally decides, game over, so total victory for Pact because everyone surrendered. So, let's have a look at the overall kill to capture ratio. And that had got 3,000 to 1,700, quite good. Let's see, Wario 4,700 to 2,700. Although Rafa was the best, he killed about twice as much as me and only lost another 400, so his kill to capture was quite good. However, look at the command point difference. 8,000 for NATO, 14,000 for Pact, and it's all down to this. Anything else? That's pretty much it. So I guess the moral to take from this match would be, big offences to push the enemy back to their reinforcement zones are all well and good if you take what's, if you use advantage. It's all about the economy. Take those zones, capture it, okay? I was focusing on that, and as you can see, I brought in a huge amount of points for my team. Actually, that was my main contribution. The others got more kills, but I brought in a huge amount. I mean, look, Wario brought in 500 points. I brought in 9,600. But yeah, so everyone did quite well. Mudkip, while he was there, got about a 1-to-1 KD ratio. Admirable, I guess. Giheg lost 1,700 units to 25 kills. Okay, he clearly did something wrong there. And I can't really blame Red Army for his poor kill to casualty ratio, because that huge rush at the end where he's just throwing in everything at us for entertainment value. But yeah, so that was an interesting game. I thought, good tactics at the start. Bad management on NATO's part for for using the ground that they'd advanced, and then some massive epic fights at the end. So until next time, this has been Omagent. Thank you and goodbye.